Well, we're here at Star Wars Fun Day. I'm here with Harley. How has your day been? How's the show been so far?
It's been wonderful. It's like very well received, and this is my first signing in quite a few years.
Yeah.
So I've just forgotten how passionate everybody is. And last night we had lovely dinner and the raffle and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I had a ball. So yeah, I've heard that it's a very good event to go to.
Yes.
So it's been very good to me.
It's a show that its reputation sort of precedes it in the best way.
Yeah.
Has it been what you expected? Like I say,
it's been fantastic. Yeah, like really personable and amazing cosplay, and everyone's been lovely and plenty of snitches. So it's been good.
And why have you been away from it for a little while? Work-wise? I mean, obviously we've had a pandemic. That doesn't help.
No, just work, to be honest. And I was talking to some people recently, and actually made the admission that I did turn down a few interesting creature roles on current Star Wars series because of my stunt work and what I was doing. And I feel crazy for doing that in hindsight, like touching base with people again. But it's nice to be back in the scene.
But there's so much going on. Obviously, work's been going good if we can do that. So that's a positive. Look at it as a positive. But you know, there's so much Star Wars work coming up now, and so many projects on the go. There's hopefully future opportunities.
Yes, no doubt.
No doubt. But looking at the past briefly, Death Trooper, Moloch.
This one's not actually one of mine.
Oh, okay. Yes. So Moloch, obviously in Solo, incredible character. How did that all come about? How did that come to you? Why is it you that went inside that mask?
Yeah, that was an interesting one for me doing Moloch, because I had done quite a lot of creature performing in other things, in prosthetics and fighting and doing all sorts of things like that in the stunt industry.
Yeah.
And I'd worked with the second unit director, Brad Allen, the late Brad Allen, who was doing Solo, and he asked me to come in to audition for a creature. And I didn't really have Star Wars on my radar at the time. I was working on a film in London, the first Wonder Woman film with Gal Gadot. And I think actually I'd gone back to Australia to do Loki for Thor Ragnarok, and then I came back to the UK to audition for Moloch, and I thought it might be 3 or 4 weeks work, and I would just be the stunt double. And I got asked to come in to do a costume fitting in Moloch, and they had just still been conceptualising Moloch, and they hadn't actually had a final product. So I was told it would be myself and 2 other dressers, and that would be that. And they put the head on, and there was no eye holes cut, there was no video goggles or anything to wear, so I couldn't see anything. And then I felt the room was filling full of people, and the dresser said to me, like, everybody's here, Kathleen Kennedy's here, producer's here, director's here,
you can't see it
in the department, like they want to see you walk and be Moloch. I'm like, I don't even know what species Moloch was. Nobody knew what species Moloch was. I didn't know how he walked, how he moved, or anything like that. And I told everyone in the room, so I can't actually see anything. And it was a long corridor room that we were in, and there was a mirror at the end. So I just said, can someone just tell me when to stop walking so I don't crash into the mirror? And somebody said, yeah, no problem, I'll let you know when to stop. So I start moving like I'd imagine Moloch to be moving, and I'm walking down, and it's very heavy and it's very awkward, and I can't see anything, and then bang, I ran into something or somebody, and I cracked the mask open just a slither, and I could see somebody in front of me, and I was apologising, and I'd actually walked headfirst into the mirror, and nobody had told me to stop. They said I was just
thought you were going to say Kathleen Kennedy was lying on the floor or something.
So then they said, it's a mirror, it's fine. So then I felt like an idiot, and I like split my lip, and there was blood in my face, and I'd broken the costume. I thought, well, that didn't go very well. And by the time I'd gotten out, most of the people had cleared out, and that was my so-called audition or fitting for it. I thought that would not come back, and then it turns out that they had cast an actor and a performer to already play Moloch, but then they saw how difficult and dangerous the suit was, and in a few weeks they came back and said, oh, you're Moloch.
And this guy's crazy enough to walk into a mirror and want to come back.
So that's where it all, that's how it all happened. And one thing I will say, I remember, was that I mentioned that Star Wars wasn't on my radar. I was a great fan of Star Wars as a kid growing up, and 16, 17, 18, 18-year-old when episode 1, 2 and 3 were released and they'd been shot in Australia, and seeing how much CGI was involved in that green screen, it just wasn't the same. So that's sort of why it wasn't on the cards. And then when I met the creature department, Neil Scanlon and his team, and I saw the sets and I saw that they were doing live action, I was just blown away. And I was like, this is what Star Wars should be. Like, they're doing it properly. So then I got excited to be a part of it.
Did that surprise you then? Because there was always that perception of the prequel trilogy and they weren't, CG heavy. It's the type of technology they were doing at the time, but now the marriage between CG practical is much closer than it used to be.
Yeah.
That reignited your interest.
Absolutely, yeah. It was fantastic to be a part of it. I felt like it's privileged to be a part of it. Like, particularly working closely with Neil's team and how much passion and things like that they put into the creatures. It was really good.
Yeah. Your sequences, where were they filmed at Pinewood, Fawley Power Station? Where were you?
That's right, yeah. So predominantly at the studio at Pinewood, and then we had the opening speeder chase at Fawley Power Station. And then we also did the Enfys Nest team and Wade Dirk, this Mimbonese character that was in Fuerteventura.
Yeah.
I mean, that set was amazing. Like, they built that set out there in the desert, dropping off into the ocean. Like, it was an incredible set to be a part of.
And that must have been cool because you get Moloch. Well, I'm making assumptions here. Was Moloch before?
It was, yes.
Mimbonite, yeah. So you get Moloch and that works out great. And then this other character comes along and all of a sudden you're doing a Star Wars shoot on location. I mean, that's different.
Yeah, that was very cool. And I was lucky enough to be able to bring my mother and stepfather and my one daughter at the time, my daughter out there on the location. So that was really cool to have that. And like Chewbacca's walking around and Han's there. So that was
the thing is, it's very cool to be that character because Mimban was in like the first novel that came out after the original novel in '78. So Mimban is like a way old sort of Star Wars concept. So to see a Mimbanite character turn up is very cool.
Yeah.
And so, what's the upshot of that been? Because obviously you mentioned your career's going well now. You're busy enough to sort of be able to say, "Oh, I'm going to pass on that. I'm doing this." So things are obviously going good. So where did it kind of go from solo to where you are now?
Still been doing quite a bit of creature work, which has been good. And I've been working with actors that have been playing creatures in Marvel films and things like that. So that's been fun. And I've been lucky enough to be stunt double for Robert Pattinson in the new Batman film.
Nice.
So that was another career highlight. We're not realising being able to be part of the franchise and to be able to play an iconic character. And it's just phenomenal the amount of work that is in the UK and the quality of work and what is being produced. Like this.
Just a bit of quick information. Elsa Berg will also now be leaving with all the short term. Elsa Berg will be leaving at 3:30. Anybody wishing to purchase an autograph from Elsa, please do so.
Everybody's got funny accents over here. I can't understand.
Especially Paul Gunn. He's just weird in general. You didn't hear that, Paul. So going forward now, I mean, I'm assuming there's work on the bubble, on the horizon for you, stuff to look ahead to. So is there anything, I mean, you can't say because it's the film industry, but is there something in your mind right now you think I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into that?
I shouldn't say. I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, don't. No.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot. And it's been exciting for me stepping up to be coordinating in stunts and then working as a coordinator. And that's something that I've also really enjoyed that I didn't realise that I would enjoy so much, actually being part of the creative process. I mean, funnily enough, the greatest stunt film that I worked on personally for myself was The King's Man, which was also directed by Brad Allen, who was second year director on Solo. And so that was like, for me, even though playing these characters and Batman and things like that, as a career highlight, that was like one of the best films for me to be a part of, to be a stunt performer and doing wild, dangerous stuff and being part of the creative process. And,
fantastic. You sound it. That's fantastic. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And glad we've met.
Yes, pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.